Hello, everybody. This is Mike from MBoxWave.com. Looks like I'm trading gold this morning. Just got into this position right after seeing this total control dot here in the X control. We're looking at I'm trading basically just a little after the cash open on gold here. Oh my, it looks like it's shooting right up. That was really fast. Already over 2 grand in profits. Okay, well, I guess we'll go over the analysis and see what happens, but that really happened really fast. See, that happened right after this total control dot right here. All right, so I was eyeing the markets this morning, and I know gold opens earlier around 8:20, and I saw this setup here. Okay, so wow, price really just took off. Okay, well, I'm going to go over the analysis and then we'll see what happens. So, first things first, usually I don't trade right after the open, but sometimes I do. It depends on, what I see. And what I noticed here was a significant area of support here, and I saw this exhaustion pattern, and so I decided with the total control here, and so I decided to trade it. All right, so if we zoom back out for the previous day, we see that, here there's an area of support. We hit that here, right before the cash open. And, first things first, I'm going to point out that the amount of supply is less today at the same price, right? Around the same price than yesterday. Okay, so that's already a clue here, and what got me to pay attention to the price in this area. Um, we also had, contraction of selling in the MBox delta. We had a contraction of the supply going from minus 369 to minus 13. So I better start writing this down. So wave supply contracts from minus 369 to minus 13. So here there's a no selling, the MBox delta, no selling. So we've got that. We see that the overall level of distribution here, so because the cumulative delta I view as distribution, accumulation of the overall distribution at this price point, about the same price as yesterday's, so overall less. So there's less distribution compared to the previous day, noticeably. So we got less distribution compared to previous day at same price area. Okay, I view that as significant. Also, this began looking climactic to me of the pace of bids. Well, it looks like we dropped down, so that was really exciting when we were like over 2 grand in profits right away, and looks like we drop back down here, but that's okay. I still stand behind this analysis, so we'll just let it play out. At the time of the trade, it wasn't heavy here in the Q and a delta, but we already had crossed over. So we had a crossover to demand. So we had a crossover to demand in the cumulative delta. We also had MBox buying here, and the delta, and the MBox delta. See MBox delta buying. All right, and I saw wave demand and this 159 here. $159 shows wave demand. And let's not forget, we had an algo and a total control. That's the juicy stuff here. We had a total control. Offers total X control. Heck, the way that wave just confirmed, I'm going to get in another position here. All right, so now I'm in at 20 contracts. For me, that's 2 positions. All right, I'll go over that after I finish the initial analysis. Offers total control, and we had a Stooges buy signal here. Stooges buy signal. That's all right. It's a little cut off here, so I'm gonna move this a little bit. Really like what happened on this pullback here. Got a buy imbalance here, and the another Stooges signal here. So, all right, let's see what's going on here. You know, we had the wave demand 159 here, accompanied with the MBox buying, right? So I'm looking at these waves here as supply and demand waves, and looking at the histogram here as buying and selling. So in the last video I said that supply and demand are a product, and the MBox delta here and the histogram shows how much buying or selling there is, meaning how much is being transacted, how much interest is there in that product. Okay, we've got the wave supply contracts minus 369 to minus 13 at this significant area of support, which is important. Okay, everything becomes a lot more meaningful when it's at a meaningful area of support or resistance. So this is a significant area of support, right, which we hit in the previous day. At the same time, at this level of support, we had less distribution compared to the previous day. This began to look climactic. We had a crossover to demand, and then the pace of offers to control. So we had here pace of offers take control. All right, so to count up all those points of confluence, okay, we've got this showing the wave demand, that's 1, total control, that's 2, Stooges buy, that's 3, wave supply contracts, that's 4, we're bouncing off significant area of support, that's 5, MBox delta buying, 6, MBox delta no selling, it's contracts the selling, 7, crossover to demand, 8, less distribution compared to the same at the same price here previous day, that's 9, pace of biz climactic 10, pace of offers take control. So that's a 11-point whammy. Really like this setup. So let's see where we're at. So looking good here so far. The we had a pullback here. We had this buy imbalance with another Stooges, so I took another position. Looks very strong. The overall accumulation is increasing. I like that. So let me explain here supply versus the selling. So these numbers indicate supply minus 369. We had a lot of supply, and then minus 13 shows no supply, no selling. Okay, hand in hand. Here we see demand, accompanied with buying. Okay, that's very important. Here we see quite a bit of distribution, right? No selling. So that's a divergence compared to the M cumulative delta, right? So the M cumulative delta shows accumulation distribution, overall supply, overall demand. So this showing overall supply, aka distribution, and no selling. That's a divergence. So I can add that to another point. That would be 12 points. Okay, at this area of support, which makes it that much more significant. Okay, and then by the time this total control, see, this was really nice total control dot here. Okay, because look at this, we had all these red dots, these big ones here, and then after this area of support, bam, we get the initial control, this strong control, the medium dot, the big dot, total control. And that's where I went in. I put my stop below the strong control dot, which allowed me to have a good risk reward, right? Ratio. So, this is good. We see the 274 here, a lot of buying. Okay, 278, so demand is increasing. The overall accumulation is increasing. Slightly less buying in the MBox delta, but that's okay. Things look bullish. This plus 26 buying balance, what it really shows is that, since I'm saying that these waves show supply and demand, this really shows is a deficit of supply, and there's more buying. And here we see here at this pullback, this correction right here, no selling. Okay, and now we're just increasing here, so that's good. The overall amount of demand is just increasing. All right, so I guess while we wait, and since I haven't done videos in a while, I'll keep talking. Perhaps I can say a few more things. So even before the market opened, cash open, we had this nice triple algo here, right? Minus 103 with the pullback and the stooges in a trend. And actually, that was worth a move, And it even picked up the signal when, say, in the delta, MBox delta, and the cumulative delta, you didn't see that much, because of the volume isn't as big before the open, but got picked up. So this is the beauty about the precision delta. The precision delta is the latest delta algorithm for MBoxWave. Okay, it splits the Gann swing here, the waves here, or the M wave chart. You can use that. This is now supply and demand waves, and we compare them to the buying and selling in the histogram, right? And we look at when do things not add up, right? For example, this is a good example. So we got a 55, then we got an 86 here demand. So 86 is quite a bit more than 55, okay? However, the buying here is much less. So you've got more demand, 86, less buying. That's a divergence. Not only that, but you have an effort, no result, because there's more demand here. The length of this wave is less than this wave, yet there was more demand, more product available, okay, and it didn't achieve nearly as much buying, okay, as this 55 wave. This is what is very powerful with the precision delta. Again, look at this. We got this minus 204 here. Got the minus 204, and look at this. Selling dries up, so we got substantial amount of supply here. Selling drops considerably. Okay, and this just repeats all the time. We see 336, 394. So you think, expansion of demand. Yes, but the buying drops. Okay, to the point where you get this sell imbalance, which means that demand has exhausted. There's no buying, tons of selling. All right. This is what the precision delta is able to do. It's able to distinguish supply from selling and demand from buying. Okay. This is a very unique perspective on the market, because beforehand, supply and selling meant about the same thing and demand and buying meant about the same thing. Now with the MBox Precision Delta algorithm powering the indicators, it's able to show a more in-depth story. This is what any order flow trader has dreamed about. I've dreamed about this for years. I began working on the Precision Delta algorithm 3 years ago because I kept on scratching my head thinking there's got to be a way to get a more in-depth perspective into the markets. And that's what I've done with the MBoxWave 3.0 release. Should make reading order flow significantly easier for everybody. And with the X control, the X control shows who's in control, the bids or the offer. It relates to the X space. All right, so we see this total control dot right here. The algorithm is very smart. See, it showed it on this bar here. It didn't show it here where it was obvious. So here, it would be obvious to say, okay, this long bar here, that's total control. No, the algorithm was smart enough to see that we had gained total control before this peaked. Because it's a very complex and very smart algorithm, the X control. That took a long time for me to develop that. It reads the different tape speeds and compares, the bids and the offers ongoing to figure out, who's in control, right? Anyway, looks like it's taking some time. That's okay. I'm going to put the video on pause and we'll come back, I guess, when we see some more. All right, we're back. Just hit the take profit here. That's good. Almost 11 grand in profits. Very pleased. So my entries were here and here, got out here. What's interesting is going on now is that we're seeing another total control dot here. And what's interesting is happening right at this level of resistance. So, and look at that pace. This looked like it was a lot. Now look at this so much. Maybe this is climactic. Considering that we're hitting this previous level of resistance. This is an area, I guess we can say, because it hit it many times here and then here again. So this could be climactic, If it is, the indicators are showing that. I certainly wouldn't go in long here, but that's what the analysis shows. So very pleased with the trade. So I hope I explained a little bit more about the new system and the new way of reading the indicators. I'll be doing more videos in the future, and join me for a webinar June 9th. I'll be doing it with NinjaTrader. Be going into more explanation of the new system and so forth. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.